Welcome back to my channel. My name is Bola, also known as Strictly Dishes. Today is another beautiful day for another beautiful recipe. Today I teach you how to make this delicious meat pie, step-by-step guide for beginners. Sit back, let's do this together. So first thing, I'm going to measure 4 cups of flour. That's also 500 grams of flour. You can use cups or you can use gram, whichever one works for you. I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of sugar, half tablespoon of salt, and half tablespoon of baking powder. Yes, I'm just going to use my food processor because I don't want to get my hands dirty. So how are you doing? How is everything? How is work? How are the kids? Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm sure you're going to really enjoy this particular video. Next thing, I'm going to come in with 240 grams of butter. Yes, for the best result, please follow your measurements correctly. And I'm going to mix this together. Make sure you don't overwork your dough. When you're making meat pie, make sure you don't overwork your dough. So you don't need to go all the way so that it doesn't become very, very stretchy. After that, I'm going to break 2 eggs and I'm just going to whisk this. Then I'm going to come in with very cold water. Yes, because I don't want my dough runny and I don't want the butter to begin to melt. So I'm going to come in with very cold water and just add to this egg, and I'm also going to whisk this. Everybody has their different recipe for making meat pie, and this is mine. So I'm just going to pour some of the liquid into my processor, into the dough. You understand? And I'm just going to mix it again for about 2 to 3 minutes, and that should be okay. 2 to 3 minutes, yes, it should be okay. Yes. So how do you make your meat pie? I would love to know how you make your meat pie. Is this the recipe you use, or you have a different recipe? But this one always works for me, and so I've decided to stick to this particular meat pie recipe. Question for you: when last did you have meat pie, or you always buy? Yes, I love meat pie, but lately what I've been eating has been pie and no meat, and so I decided that no, let me go back to the drawing board and make this one for myself and by myself. Next thing, you're going to drizzle some flour on a very clean surface and put your dough there. Yes, you can see how my dough is looking. It's not runny, it's not put together. Yes, that's the word. The dough is not put together. So I'm just going to work this lightly. When I mean lightly, no much stress. You can see how I'm doing it, just to put it together. And I'm going to wrap it in a cling film and put it in the fridge to allow it to just sit there for about 30 to 1 hour. Yes, it's very important that you do this for your meat pie dough. It just helps to keep the butter and everything together, especially if you're not in a hurry. So you can see I'm just going to cling film this and put in the fridge for about 30 to 1 hour. Some people even do this overnight, but for me, 30 minutes to 1 hour, a fridge that works well will do. So now it's time for the filling. The filling for me is very important, because what's meat pie without a very good filling? First thing, you're going to drizzle some oil into a pan, and you're going to come in with your minced meat. I actually mince this meat by myself in my food processor, so you can do this also at home. The next thing I'm going to do is just to spread it out. You can see I'm using my pasta spoon because I want it to spread out. I don't want it to clog together, so that's exactly why I am using this particular spoon. And I'm going to come in with ginger and garlic. Please reduce the ginger and garlic, don't overdo it so it doesn't overpower the meat pie dough. I'm going to add some salt, and I'm using 2 seasoning cubes. I'm using chicken seasoning cube for this. And I'm also going to come in with onion, because I want the onion to just like the flavors to really sync with the meat. I'm going to add some curry, and I'm also going to add some paprika. Yes, go light on the seasoning so it doesn't overpower the whole meat pie, please. Next thing, I'm going to just keep tossing this lightly. You can see it's looking very, very okay. So if you're still here at this time and you have not subscribed to my channel, one question for you: what are you waiting for? I can tell you, you are missing a whole lot. Please like, share, subscribe, send in your comments, and please put on your notification bell so you'll be the next to know, or rather the first to know, when I drop the next amazing recipe. You can see I added some black pepper and white pepper, which is completely optional, but for me, I love my pepper, so I would definitely always add white and black pepper. I'm going to just cover this because I really want it to cook all the way. Yes, I really don't like a tough meat eating in your meat pie, because your meat pie the filling is meant to be soft and just juicy and all of that. Next thing, I'm going to come in is with some corn flour. Yes, at this time some people really like their dough really wet and runny, but for me I don't like it, so I try as much as possible in between. It's not too wet and it's not too dry. So you can see the corn flour I put is just very, very minimal, very small portion. That's what I put. I'm just going to flip this, and you can see as I'm cooking this, this is on medium low, very low. I've added some potatoes. I didn't boil these potatoes, I just chopped them. Same with the carrot, I didn't boil. Why did I not boil? Because it's still going to go into the oven and it's still going to cook again, so I don't want to overcook it, so it's now going to be too soft and mushy. No, that's not what you are going for. Yes, so you can see I've added that. The next thing I'm going to add is some yellow pepper. I'm adding some red pepper and some green pepper. Now I'm trying to just build on the flavors and just small more flavors. That's exactly what I'm doing. And look at it, this is completely ready, like, because you don't need to overcook this because it's still going to bake in the oven. So can you see? Yes, just toss lightly, make sure that every ingredient goes round and it's, you understand, it's spread out evenly. The next thing, this is my dough from the fridge, and now I'm just going to cut and roll. You understand? You don't need to overdo it. It's not like rocket science. It's quite easy. Yes. I would like to also ask a question. When do you make meat pie at home, or is something you just always buy? For me, when I've bought so many bad meat pie, then I will now remember that, okay, Strictly Dishes, you need to make meat pie because you can make. Exactly. So this is it. Just roll out and get your meat pie cutter. It is very, very easy. Place on your meat pie cutter, and now you just put the fillings. Wow, look at this filling. The filling looks really, really, really nice. I love the way that it's not running, it's just put together, and I can see the vegetables, the carrots and the potatoes is really, really looking nice, and I can assure you the aroma is amazing. So this is it. Thank God. Can you see? Normally before we used to use fork. After cutting and using our hands, and you now use fork and, you understand, close the edges. But you see, now everything is made easy. Yes, you see this meat pie cutter, God bless the person that invented it, I tell you, because it gives your meat pie a uniform shape. And this is it. Voila, you're almost as good as ready. And so you're going to do that for the remaining dough that is left. After this process, the next thing you are going to do is to just use egg whites. You understand? This is what we have. You're going to use egg white and coat the meat pie. Yes, so that gives you that shiny look at the end. Yes, so this is it. So that's exactly what I'm using. I'm just using egg white to rub on the meat pie. And the next thing, I'm going to put this in my preheated oven, and this should bake for about 25 to 40 minutes. Yes, by 25 to 40 minutes this should be ready, and this is what we have. The meat pie is ready, like ready, ready, ready. This looks really, 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 really nice, and this is the moment of truth. So now I'm going to just open it to see how it looks. Wow, this really looks really, 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 really nice. Look at the inside. It's cooked perfectly on the outside and cooked perfectly on the inside. Till I come your way next time, eat healthy, stay healthy. Bye.